Welcome to the Practice Squad Podcast, Ep.9. I'm here with Chris and Ben. Let's just hop straight into the news. The first news this week was that Damon Harrison, defensive tackle for the Detroit Lions, got released. Phenomenal run stopper. He had 49 tackles this year, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 2 QB hits, and 3 passes defended. The confusing thing is the Lions only saved $3 million with this deal. Ben, what do you think about this?
I don't know. The Lions don't know what they're doing. I mean, it's been obvious with the fact that they're thinking about trading away Slay and they trade away Diggs. And now the whole thing with cutting Harrison, it's just I don't know if they know what direction they're going in with this franchise.
And trading Stafford, too.
Are they?
There
are rumors. And they're going to
And his wife kind of wants to leave, so yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to leave Detroit? Yeah.
Do you say, why wouldn't you want to leave Detroit?
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to... Wait, why... Yeah.
You would want to live in Detroit?
Why wouldn't you want to leave
Oh,
Detroit?
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Chris, what are your thoughts on this?
It's another example of why the Detroit Lions have one playoff win in their team's history.
It's a big swing coming from a Bears fan. Harrison's 31 years old. I mean, he should probably find a home pretty easily. He's still one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
Yeah.
Very shocking move by the Lions. Speaking of defensive tackles in danger of being cut, at least, is a defensive tackle for Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he's also defensive end. It kind of depends. Calais Campbell, one of the best D tackles in the league. He's $15 million in cap hit. The Jaguars are currently sitting at negative $3 million, so... I mean, they kind of need the money, but then again, I think Calais Campbell's even better than Damon Harrison, right?
Yeah, I would say he is, but I think the Jaguars are kind of starting a rebuild. They're either going to draft a quarterback this draft class or stick with Minshew. And they have a good defense, but it's not going to be able to carry this team to the playoffs. So I think they're going to start moving players. Like, they trade away Ramsey. And they're probably going to get rid of Bouye sometime soon because he's getting old and I don't know if he'll be worth it. But I think they're going to start building this team around Minshew.
Yeah, especially after trading Ramsey, it kind of looks like... their defense hasn't been as amazing in years past. So
He does help defenses.
Yeah. Chris?
I think if you do trade him, you have to trade him for very good young talent. But I don't see a ton of logic in cutting him when you could get so many good players from just trading him.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll get to the Jaguars later in this podcast, too, because it's the AFC South offseason preview. There's other places where they could save money. I don't know if Calais Campbell is the right move. Any good fits for him? I think Baltimore would be a great fit if... the Ravens don't have a ton of cap space, but if Campbell could take a little bit of a pay cut, that'd be a perfect fit for that Ravens defense.
Yeah, I don't think he's taking a pay cut.
At 33, 34?
He's still that good. So
I know he is, but he want to try to win? He's been with the Cardinals and Jaguars his entire career.
There are other teams with a ton of cap that are in the same area as the Ravens. Not tier, but area. The Seahawks do have a lot of cap. I don't think he's going to go there. Go there though. And Cowboys, I'm pretty sure they have a lot of cap, and depends if they get Cooper or Dak or what happens with all that. He could go there if there's still money left or if they don't sign one of those.
I mean, Byron Jones is still there too, and after that, you're kind of not looking at a ton of cap space.
They're not re-signing him, are they? I thought they were gonna let him walk.
Okay, still, Dak Prescott $35 million, Amari Cooper $20 million. That's $55. Yeah. Dallas, I think, would have $10 million left over. Maybe they could sign Calais Campbell. They still need to sign depth pieces, though.
Yeah.
And if you're a team that wants to sign Calais Campbell, do you really want to sign him to a long deal?
I don't know.
It'd probably have to be 1 or 2.
A long deal, but I don't know.
Chris, anything to add?
No, I'm trying to think of a good fit, but I can't think of any right now. So.
All right, good take. Moving on. This is coming out on Sunday, so we're going to make our predictions now because we have no clue what's going to happen for the fight because it hasn't happened yet. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. It's going to be a really good matchup. I really wish I had enough money to watch it.
Yeah, me too. Wait, how many rounds are there?
12.
12, okay. So I'm saying my prediction, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Wilder knockout round 10.
Wow, okay.
Wilder knockout round 8.
What? Okay, Fury should have won the first time around.
Maybe. Yeah,
I know
maybe.
Wilder knocked him down, and that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Fury controlled most of the fight. I think Fury's going to win. I don't think there'll be a knockout, though. I think it'll go 12 rounds. Fury's going to win by 2 or 3 points.
If it goes the distance, then Fury will win. But I think if there is a knockout, it'll be Wilder.
I think Wilder's punch is more dangerous.
Yeah, if Fury just like gives him a little bit of space to get a hit, then Wilder's gonna try to knock him out. And
I mean, he did last time.
The thing about Wilder though is that he's smaller and he has less weight on him.
Isn't he 6'7"?
Well, he's smaller than Fury.
Oh,
yeah, he's like
Fury...
40, 50 pounds lighter than Fury.
Yeah, but he's taller.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he probably hasn't. Yeah, he probably has.
So that probably cancels out.
I mean, okay, well, let's see. I think Fury, the best chance he has to win is probably going the distance with Wilder. He doesn't want to give him free shots near the end like he did last time, because that ended up costing him a match.
Yeah.
We can go to the next news, which is Kyrie Irving is out for the season with, I believe, a shoulder injury.
Yeah, shoulder tear.
Okay, well, the Brooklyn Nets are sitting at 26-29. That's good enough for 7th in the Eastern Conference.
Oh, they'll make the playoffs for sure.
You think so?
I think this is actually better for the Nets this year because now they can like let other players shine because Kyrie he can't lead a team to like a deep playoff run. And either way, I don't see this team going very far in the playoffs, so might as well give other players playoff experience. Like if it really comes down to it and they want to pick Kyrie, they could let Dinwiddie because he can play.
Dinwiddie's been great this
season.
So
they can let Dinwiddie show out all his skills and all that, and then trade him away for more pieces next year, like when Durant and Kyrie are back, or just like keep him, put him at shooting guard
or 6-man because Karis LeVert is there and he's been pretty good. I believe he got re-signed to I think a $3 million deal.
Who's their power forward?
Power forward, Jared Allen, maybe.
No,
I mean, okay, he's center right now. Maybe I think by next year, I think Nicholas Claxton. He's a rookie. He's pretty good.
I don't know who that is, but I was just saying maybe they could put Kyrie point guard. What's his name? Dinwiddie shooting guard, LeVert small forward, Durant power forward. Because I mean Durant can run power forward, so.
And then they have Joe Harris on the bench, sharpshooter.
Oh yeah, he is. I forgot about him. Is he starting this year?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, once the Nets get back Durant and Kyrie, they're going to be interesting because they'll be moving players back onto the bench that are like good players.
They'll be deep.
Yeah, they will be deep.
I think the Nets will be scary. I think, honestly, yeah, they probably will. I mean, the Wizards are a dumpster fire. They're at 10th right now. The Magic are hanging on at 24-32. They're probably going to have a first-round exit in 4 or 5 like last year. I mean, when you look at it, there's just not a lot of good teams in the East. Well, okay,
it's top heavy.
It's top heavy and it's bottom heavy. There's really no average team besides the Nets,
when you look at like there's no average teams. Never mind. I was trying to find an example. So
the most average team is the Pacers, and Oladipo getting healthier week by week, they could definitely go up a tier.
Yeah, it's definitely not the story a few years ago where the West was a lot stronger than the East. It's kind of balanced now, maybe.
I think there's 5 teams in the East that could probably win it now, and honestly, they could probably go to the finals, and obviously one of them has to.
I would say there was 6 that could go to the finals, 5 that could win it. That would be like the first 5 seeds plus the Pacers. Pacers could go. I don't think they'd win it though.
And for first 5 seeds, as of right now, it's the Milwaukee Bucks, Toronto Raptors, Boston Celtics, Miami Heat, and Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah, it's not Brooklyn's year.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they won a championship this year?
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
They just run the table. Okay, moving on to the last news of the week. And on Saturday, the Kansas Jayhawks, who were number 2, defeated the number 1 Baylor Bears in a classic Big 12 matchup. The final score was 64-61.
Huh.
Udoka Azubuike, I hope I said that right.
You might have.
He had such a good game. He had 23 points and 19 rebounds. The Bears were coming back near the end of the game. Kansas held on. This season, Udoka Azubuike is averaging 12.8 points per game, 9.8 rebounds, 1 assist per game, and he's shooting 73%. He's a senior out of Nigeria. He could be an X factor by the time March Madness comes around. Do you think Kansas will win it all this year?
No.
No. I don't think there's... Last year, there was a few teams that you could point to and say that they were easily significant favorites. Like you had Duke and you had Gonzaga. I don't think Virginia. I don't think there's a lot of teams this year that you look at and say that is a championship team, because I think the whole college basketball this year is fairly balanced.
Yeah.
I think a Big 12 team's going to win it this year. I mean, okay, so in the past 6 years, I think I've had the Jayhawks 5 out of those 6 years. I've been wrong every single time, by the way. I mean, they got Dotson, too. He's a really good guard. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm probably going to pick WVU to win it because I'm biased.
I'm feeling Gonzaga this year. I feel like they've been, unlucky the past few years, and I think they got a good team, and I think it might be their year.
Good coach.
Yeah.
Not San Diego State. Calling it now, we're going to get upset in the first round. I mean, by then, they might lose the Mountain West and they might be like a 9th seed, but...
Yeah.
You're talking about Gonzaga?
No, San Diego State.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why.
The team that's played nobody tough. I mean,
yeah, what's Gonzaga's conference? West Coast Conference?
Whack, right?
Western Athletic? Yeah, it's WAC, yeah.
Because in football it got disbanded. It's still there.
Yeah.
With Chris, you have anything to add to that?
Not really, no.
Okay, so we're going to move into the AFC South free agency and draft and cap casualties. So we'll start with the 6-10 Jacksonville Jaguars. Minshew Mania happened. They were horrific on offense still. Minshew showed flashes. Their offensive line and most of their receivers didn't. Fournette was banged up a little bit, and he hasn't been really healthy ever. They're free agents. They have quite a few big ones. They have a club option on Marcel Darius, which is a $14 million option. I can't imagine that we're going to keep him around, especially when they're under the cap by -3. Besides that, Yannick Ngakoue is there. They really want to keep him, but he's been in a holdout for about a year. But, I mean, with all the reports, it looks like Ngakoue is going to stay. And, I mean, Donald Payne's a good guy.
Good guy or good player?
Well, at the end of the year when Miles Jack got injured, he did rack up a ton of tackles. It's just he's not great in pass coverage, so that's an issue. It's kind of like a Joe Schobert situation. Yeah, I mean, Keelan Cole's kind of there. I don't know. We're probably not going to keep a lot of these guys, right?
Yeah, Jacksonville's kind of in a tough situation because they don't know if Minshew can be the franchise quarterback or not. It could be just that he's not good enough, can't develop enough, or maybe the coach isn't good enough for his system.
Okay, so who are you trying? I mean, I can't imagine them targeting anyone great in free agency.
Probably not.
In the draft, I mean, they're sitting at number 9. Who do they take? Do they take CeeDee Lamb maybe if he's there? Or Judy?
That's what I was thinking because they'll either take a quarterback, which I don't think they'll do, or they'll take a wide receiver.
Because they'll probably cut Marquise Lee too. I think he's a $4 or $5 million cap hit.
Yeah.
DJ Chark is very promising, but besides that, there's not really a lot of star power there to help out Minshew.
When you think about it, it's like you could give Minshew CeeDee Lamb. He'll have Chark and he'll have CeeDee Lamb. You can see what he can do. If he looks good, then you stick with him. But if he doesn't, you can just draft a quarterback next year. And if Minshew's doing that bad, maybe you could get Trevor Lawrence.
There's also a lot of solid quarterbacks in this draft this year. So you could even draft a quarterback in the second round and be set for a backup this year. Just groom the talent. Because you're not contending this year. The longer that you can groom your quarterback, the better that he'll be coming into the NFL, making that transition.
Yeah, I have to agree. And we also have a first-round pick from the LA Rams in the later 10s. They should probably go offensive line, too. We're going to need some help. Andrew Norwell... Wow. My throat's getting dry. Andrew Norwell, I think he's making $16 million per year. He could be a potential cap casualty, but then again, you have to fill in the positions. I think Jacksonville definitely needs a tackle. Cam Robinson hasn't stayed healthy. He hasn't been very good when he's in. On the defensive side, I mean, they just paid Miles Jack a ton of money, but he hasn't proven that he's been healthy. They kind of need another outside linebacker. They're really hoping Telvin Smith can get back. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Jaguars are just in a really tough spot. They really need to have a good draft class for the future.
Yeah.
And defensive tackle kind of becomes a need when you lose Marcel Darius and Calais Campbell also. Those are your two big interior defensive linemen.
Yeah.
You think any shot? Okay, what's their ceiling and what's their floor?
For next year?
Yeah.
I would say their ceiling would be a 10-6 wild card exit, and their floor could be like 3-13.
That's really rangy. I mean, yeah, Minshew. Okay, if Minshew mania happens the entire year.
Yeah, it just depends on what they do with quarterbacks in the draft, and what that quarterback does, like the quarterback they start does.
Yeah, and shout out to them for signing Nick Foles to a monster deal. That might be the reason why they're so deep in cap hell.
What are they gonna do with him? Like
They can't trade him.
No,
one's gonna want
cap
him.
penalty too.
Yeah, Jesus.
Brock Osweiler situation. Chris, ceiling, floor.
Ceiling 9-7, floor 4-12.
Okay, I'll give their ceiling 8-8. I'll give their floor 5-11. I think they're going to be decent enough to win some games they shouldn't near the end of the year. I think they'll just be an average team, middle of the road. Not average middle team of the road like the Detroit Lions, but
Yeah.
I don't know. The Indianapolis Colts had some promise earlier in the year, especially after that win on Sunday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs. Jacoby Brissett, we'll get to him in a minute. Colts went 7-9 this year. Excuse me. They have a lot of cap space. Their free agents include Anthony Costanzo, Devin Funchess, Jabal Sheard, Eric Ebron, which I believe they are not going to bring back. Adam Vinatieri, I have a feeling he might be done. Clayton Gathers, and after that, it kind of just tails off, honestly. Chase McLaughlin, if they want to stay that route with him. He's not a great kicker.
Has he not been doing good?
Yeah, okay,
He did okay after that miss in the...
Yeah, I mean, that was not a very good first impression to NFL fans.
No.
Anthony Costanzo, he's been a rocket left tackle. I mean, their O-line has been great.
Yeah. If I was the Colts, trade away Brissett to like some team that'll give you like some draft value for him, and I would just go all in the draft this year because last year they really banged it with that draft, getting Darius Leonard, Quentin Nelson, all that.
That was 2 years ago.
No, they were rookies last year.
No, they weren't.
Darius Leonard was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
Like the 2019 season, not the 2020.
You mean
2018 season.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
That's 1 year ago.
It depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
I'm thinking, when you say like 1 year ago, 1 season ago, I'm thinking from like last season.
Like in total combine, it's still the same season.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's
whatever.
last...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Whatever.
We understand. But yeah, if they can do another draft like that, get a quarterback, maybe like... I don't know if he'll still be there, but get like Jordan Love. He's kind of a wild card like prospect, but if they can do well with him, then...
And he can be protected. Tua would be a perfect fit here, I think.
Oh, yeah?
He would not fall to 13. They'd have to give up a lot, I think.
Yeah.
If I'm Indianapolis, I think the blueprint for this is getting a big name free agent because the biggest one we got last year was Justin Houston, I believe. We're sitting at $86 million.
I was just thinking, what if like the Colts traded some of their stuff for Stafford? I feel like them with Stafford would be pretty good. Because Stafford's a good quarterback with a bad organization.
I can see that for sure. I mean,
Colts they have one of the top offensive lines. They have a decent running back with Mack. They got Hilton, who's an elite receiver, and
T.Y. Hilton's kind of old though.
I mean, if you can't
he's
not been great without Andrew Luck though.
Yeah, well, because it's Brissett.
Brissett's okay.
Brissett and who is it? Brian Hoyer.
Why are you bringing up Brian Hoyer?
Is he the backup when Brissett wasn't in? Exactly.
Yes. He played 1 game against the Dolphins, I think.
And
that was a horrible game, by the way. It was like 6-13 or something. Jacoby Brissett is good. He is not good enough.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I would say he's decent.
I think he would be probably the best backup in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think if he's on like the Patriots, hey. I think he'd probably be pretty good. It really depends on what team he's on. If I'm Indianapolis, though, I think, and I've heard rumors about this too, picking at 13, I think they should just take the best available player because that seems to work out for the Indianapolis Colts in the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get some more defensive help, I mean, I don't know where at. Maybe middle linebacker or a safety position. I mean, and Costanzo, okay, Anthony Costanzo's considering retirement. I believe it'd probably be like a $15 million if they could re-sign him, though. I don't know. Get a big free agent, draft well. I think their ceiling could be 11-5. I think their floor is 6-10.
I don't think they need a quarterback that bad. I mean, I think that not they do need a new quarterback, but not through the draft. I think that they can get someone like Phillip Rivers or Jameis Winston, someone on that sort of contract since they have so much cap. But I think that if you give that quarterback a second star receiver other than T.Y. Hilton, they'll be significantly better because right now the second best receiver is Zach Pascal.
He's explosive. He's just inconsistent.
Yeah.
I give him wait. We're doing ceiling.
Yeah,
floor,
go
right?
ahead.
Yeah.
Ceiling of 11-5, which I don't think will happen, and then a floor of 6-10.
Oh, you copy me. Okay, Chris.
Is
go ahead.
that what you
That's
said?
exactly what I said.
Sorry, I wasn't paying
Ceiling
attention.
of 10-6, floor of 6-10.
I mean, with that good of an offensive line and having a capable defense, it's tough to do worse than that. We can go ahead and move on to the Tennessee Titans. Okay, so moving on to the Texans. The Tennessee Titans went 9-7, squeaked into the playoffs, went to Foxborough, beat the Patriots, and then we're not going to talk about after that.
They went to Baltimore and beat the 14-2
okay,
Ravens, which were
okay.
the first offense to average 200 rushing yards and 200
Stop
passing
bringing
yards
that
per
up.
game.
I don't want to hear about that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The Tennessee Titans, I mean, oh, God, I don't want to even talk about them. Can you just trade away Derrick Henry? Can you just retire?
Well, he's a free agent.
Yeah, hey! I think he's a restricted, though.
Probably.
And there's not a chance. I mean, he's kind of Tennessee's entire offense.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Expiring contracts are Logan Ryan, Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, pretty big one, Jack Conklin, which I believe are going to let him walk, Marcus Mariota, Wesley Woodyard, he's getting up there in age, and after that it kind of fades off. Mariota's obviously gone, Conklin's probably gone. I could see Conklin going to the Dolphins for sure. I think that'd be a great fit. I mean, Derrick Henry's obviously number one. Logan Ryan had an amazing year. Tannehill's good for the offense that we're in. Do any of you guys disagree with that?
Nope.
All right. The Titans are picking kind of late in the draft. I will check on the salary cap right now. They have quite a few contracts to re-sign him. They're at $50 million. How much is Tannehill worth, do you guys think? How much would you pay for him, and how much do you think the market will pay for him?
I would pay $15 million for him. And I would say the market's about the same. I don't know. He makes the Tennessee offense work a little bit. I mean he works with the Tennessee offense. He's not awful in it. He did fairly decent. And it's better than a lot of the quarterbacks out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to probably take a hometown discount, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
Because I don't think he wants to leave and risk
Falling
falling apart, because odds are the team he goes to, he probably will.
Yeah.
They need to re-sign Derrick Henry. I don't know how much he's going to be, or if he's definitely going to stay there. Logan Ryan's probably a guy that's going to leave. I mean, I could see him going to Philly for sure. I think he's a number one corner.
Yeah.
I think he's 29, so, I mean, you have a few more good years left in him. He's going to get paid a lot. Probably $15 million.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill, to me, I'd probably give him about the same as you would say. I think his market value is probably $25-30 million. Dak wants 30. Okay, maybe. Okay, I'd say 25. Yeah. I think. Okay, I have Dak a lot higher than other people.
I forgot that Dak wants $35 million. If that's what the market
Jameis wants,
says,
like, about that too. So.
Dak is going to be at the top of the market. Jameis is probably going to be $3 million down to that. That's my.
Well, I think Dak is the best quarterback here.
Yeah,
of the market,
well,
especially long term.
I don't
he's
even
26.
think it's that close, but
no, I don't think so either. I think Brady maybe 2, Jameis 3. I don't know, Brady, if he goes somewhere else, he's kind of loose cannon. We've talked about that already. I mean, Tennessee, In the draft, we're going to have to replace a tackle probably because there's usually not a lot of great tackles that hit free agency.
Yeah.
You kind of need to draft those. Mike Vrabel's going to take over as defensive coordinator. I mean, they just have a lot of defensive help. Chris, you want to talk about anything else for the Tennessee Titans?
Not really. I think we touched everything that the Titans need to do. They were a pretty decent team last year. They just need to find some way to become a perennial division winner.
Where's Mariota go?
Not Chicago.
Okay, where do you think he'll go, not where you don't want him to?
I don't really care. He's gonna be a backup somewhere.
Wait, it was like true that Vrabel said he cut off Derrick Henry's penis, right? If they won the Super Bowl.
Yes, that was true. That's why Derrick Henry did not go off against the Chiefs. I wouldn't want him in a Super Bowl after my head coach would say that either.
That must have been during halftime.
Yeah. Tennessee is probably a few pieces away if they could get some more playmakers at receiver. They drafted Corey Davis very high, but I mean he's inconsistent. AJ Brown is great. I think he'll develop. Well, my laptop just died, so we're gonna have to. We're not gonna know really a lot of free agents for the Houston Texans, which is our next team. I think Carlos Hyde is a free agent. Bradley Roby is a free agent for sure. So is Jonathan Joseph. Jonathan Joseph is ancient, and he's arguably Houston's number one corner.
Yeah.
Texans don't have a ton of cap space, I don't believe.
Probably not. I feel like they don't. Just because Bill O'Brien's going to be GM or whatever.
Yeah, I think it doesn't really matter what we think or say about the Houston Texans this offseason. I think Bill O'Brien's going to mess it up. Last year in the first round, they reached on Titus Howard because they really wanted him. The Eagles to pick before took Andre Dillard, who hasn't been that phenomenal either. The Texans need more linemen. I don't know how we're going to do it. We're probably going to reach on another one, right?
Draft Nick Harris, top first round pick.
Oh my god, that'd be horrible. That'd be terrible.
He's just a next Joey Hunt.
Chris, are very notable free agents for Houston.
Well, they're
Texans.
losing both of the running backs. Carlos Hyde and Lamar Miller are both free agents this year.
Duke Johnson.
Yeah.
He's staying, right?
They're also losing Bradley Roby, Jonathan Joseph, and Verdon Hargreaves and Bartevius Mingo. Some special teams talent right there.
Oh man.
Bartevius Mingos. I love that man.
Yeah, we can go ahead and say the Texans lost that trade for Jadeveon Clowney.
They got 1 year of Bartevius Mingo in a third round pick for Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh yeah, and Jacob Martin. I also believe DJ Reader is a free agent. I don't think he's going to stick with Houston. That's going to be a mistake for the Texans losing him, I think.
Oh, so is Darren Fells.
Well, Darren Fells is pretty old, but I mean, he caught a lot of touchdowns last year. He is probably the AFC South's best tight end. He only had like 350 yards. It's crazy to think.
Was Jack Doyle hurt all year?
He was hurt for a lot of it. Ebron was on the IR at the end of the year.
Ebron was
also.
Titans have Delaney Walker's kind of old now, isn't he?
Yeah, they want Johnny Smith to play too.
What's the other team? Jaguars still having a good time.
James O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And Josh Oliver is there. I don't know what happened with him. I mean, he's pretty promising. I mean, the Texans are going to have to find some running back to run the offense through instead of Hopkins and Deshaun Watson, I think.
Yeah.
Lamar Miller, I doubt we're going to bring back after that ACL injury.
He's probably a lot slower, I feel like, because he's kind of getting old, isn't he?
He's 30, maybe, 29.
Yeah. That's old for a running back.
Well, yeah, that definitely is old for running back. I might be making that up, too. He might be younger than that. Carlos Hyde was serviceable. He was good with the Niners. Wasn't great in Kansas City or Cleveland. I mean, when you're the Texans, you need a lot of defensive help. I think they're 27th in yards. They need offensive line help. The only thing that's keeping them afloat is Deshaun Watson and his weapons.
Yeah. They have $61 million in cap room.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
to re-sign all those guys too, though, I mean, it's going to be tough to pick and choose.
Are they going to re-sign all those guys, though?
Reader, they should. I think they're going to let Roby walk. I think Jonathan Joseph should retire. I think he'll probably come back cheaper.
Yeah, they should probably bring back. How did Vernon Hargraves do?
They're not bringing him back.
Did he play that bad?
Vernon Hargraves has never been that good.
Well, at whatever college you went to, Florida State?
Florida,
yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he's a top 10 pick, too.
Yeah, just try to get big defensive splashes in free agency, I guess.
I mean, if you lose Roby and Joseph, you are really sitting at 0 corners.
Yeah.
Safeties aren't amazing. Justin Reed is good. I mean, yeah, Texans are just they're kind of in a mess. I mean, we forgot to do floor and ceiling for the Titans, so we'll go back and do that. For me, I think their number one priority is still offensive line, but don't reach it for one in the draft. If not, try to do best available in the secondary.
Yeah.
Xavier McKinney might be there. He's a great defensive back out of Alabama. If he's still on the board, they should definitely take him. Or if Delpit somehow slides to them.
Yeah, I would just try to build the offensive line because if you got Deshaun working that offense with a good line that's protecting him, you can win games that way. And then next, I would go for the defense because, I mean, defense is kind of important, but yeah.
Yeah, you guys saw that with Kansas City. Mm-hmm. Chris, anything to add to the Houston Texans?
I think that their main priority should be corners. I think that they have to limit those big plays and let Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins be in the field more often and let them go to work.
And maybe they take another receiver because Will Fuller has never been healthy.
No, he's always injured.
And after that, I mean, Kiki Kuti hasn't been great. He's been kind of banged up, too. He was a fantasy legend, I think, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay, so my ceiling for the Texans, God forbid they actually do something intelligent in the free agency or the draft. I'd say their ceiling's still 12-4 because of the sole purpose of Deshaun Watson. If not, I could definitely see their floor being 7-9. I think Bill O'Brien's probably going to get fired if they don't win at least one game in the playoffs.
Okay, well, my ceiling, I was going to say 12-4 and 7-9, but now I'll make it interesting and say maybe they could go 13-3.
Oh my God.
Why not? Well, I mean, they could go 12-4. They could win that extra game and go 13-3, but yeah, their floor is like 7-9, 8-8.
Do you think the Texans will have enough patience? I mean, I think Bill O'Brien will definitely mess this offseason up.
Yeah, he'll find a way.
Okay. Chris, ceiling floor?
Ceiling 11-5, floor 6-10.
Be crazy. I mean, if they don't get more protection for Watson, he might get hurt.
Yeah.
If that happens, Houston's probably going to be like 3-13, honestly. I mean, okay, well, that includes the AFC South edition. Next time, I think probably next week, we'll be talking about the AFC North. That'll be fun. This concludes episode 9 of the Practice Squad podcast. You can check out our Instagram page at @thepractice_squad. And we'll see you guys next week.